In the blood of Eden, lied the woman and the man. We wanted the union. Oh, the union of the woman and the man. I thought it'd be interesting as a classical singer to give an idea of what I think a modern folk song is, or good storytelling. And I think Peter Gabriel is a really interesting musician, not only as a songwriter, but as an innovator. They don't take credit, only go.
We started out as wanting to record folk songs from the British Isles, Scotland, Ireland, all those places. But we've ended up casting our net wider. We've gone to the Americas and so on, modern and old. So that parameter has shifted, but what we're trying to do is to have very intimate sounding songs, pretty well guitar, vocal.
I saw the signs of my undoing.
He's a great guitar player, he's got lots of great ideas, and so it was a lot of fun doing this one. It was actually learned a few new chords and stuff as well, which is always good.
The knotted chords untied. I thought it'd be a nice way of rediscovering these songs as opposed to making big orchestral statements. You know what, to give it some glue, it might be interesting to add piano, perhaps.
Never asked. I was wondering what I was doing.
Mr. Keith,
We might as well use him.
do you think?
Yeah,
No, what do you think?
I'll give it a go. Well, I think the first thing to do is to develop the guitar parts.
Yeah.
And then I'll add the piano at a later stage.
In the blood of Eden, lie the woman and the man, with the man in the woman, and the woman in the man. In the blood of Eden, lie the woman and the man. We wanted a union. Oh, the union of the woman and the man. He has been a major kind of rock guitarist with bands like Noiseworks and John Farnham, but he has this beautiful touch on the acoustic guitar, and he comes from a very unusual, place for a folk guitarist and accompanist. But he has such great sensitivity, and I guess the fact that we have come from different worlds and we're colliding to try and tell these folk stories or Celtic songs, I think that's what gives it its unusual twist. As I went down through Dublin City at the hour of 12 at night, who should I spy but a Spanish lady washing her feet by candlelight? First she washed them, then she dried them over the fire of amber coal. In all my life I ne'er did see a maid so sweet about the soul. Whack for the toora-lura laddie, whack for the toora-lura lay. Go up! Yeah. Went back to Dublin City as the sun began to set. Who should espy but the Spanish lady catching a moth in a golden net? First she bombed and then she lifted a petticoat o'er her knee. In all my life I ne'er did see a maid so fair as the Spanish lady. Whack for the toora-lura laddie, whack for the toora-lura lay. Then I thought here, so we've done all that kind of madness, we should do like a running bass line for the last verse, like that kind of yeah, moderate. Yeah, so you a bit more like go a little bit more Irish like that, you know what I mean? Give it a little bit of Paddy. Like I've wandered north and I've wandered south through down deep down, up and around by the Gloucester Dime and back by Napper Tandy's house. All nature's laid her hand on me, cold as a fire of ashy coals. In all my life life I ne'er did see a maid so fair as the Spanish lady. Whack for the toora-lura-la-dee, whack for the toora-lura-lay. Whack for the toora-lura-la-dee, whack for the toora-lura-lay. Whack for the toora-lura-la-dee, whack for the toora-lura-lay. Whack for the toora-lura-la-dee, whack for the toora-lura-lay.
Well, I've worked with David for on quite a few albums. I think this is the third one. And I've also worked with him on TV shows and in a band when we were in the university. And he is probably the most considered and considerate artist I've ever worked with. He's incredibly meticulous. He's very thoughtful about everything he does. And he analyzes, sometimes over-analyzes, but it's a great part of him as an artist. He's wonderful to work with, actually. A very generous human being as well, which really helps.
A fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell and then forever. We're working on A Fond Kiss, which is this beautiful old Scottish song written by Robbie Burns, who's a great Scottish songwriter-poet. Dark despair around benights me. For me, being, ostensibly a classical tenor, operatic classical tenor, this has immediate past roots for me with a guy called Kenneth McKellar, who's a great Scottish classical singer. That's the first time I would have heard it, but we're trying to reimagine it in more of a folk way.
I think the second last verse, maybe instead of doing the same groove, why don't you break it down, Chet, like half time, yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay, so, right, I got you. So 3, 4. Fare thee well, though. I wanted to link the old and the new with this record, and choosing songwriters as diverse as Leonard Cohen and Robbie Burns from the 1700s Scotland, to show that we can, as a classical artist, that we can reinterpret these songs and keep them freshly alive. So myself having Welsh, English and Scottish roots, you feel as though I really live inside these songs as well. And a little bit of the cross-pollination over to America, and there is always that influence is ever wide. The Celtic influence of songwriting spreads right across the globe. A fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell and then forever. Deep in heart-wrung tears I'll pledge thee, warring sighs and groans I'll wage thee. Who shall say that fortune grieves him while the star of hope she leaves him? Me, nay, cheerful twinkle lights me, dark despair around benights me. I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy